One of the biggest things really in any relationship is communication. And when that falls apart, it's hard to kind of get anything to seem right.
Well, since it is so important, we are asking our relationship expert, Kat Roby, to help us be better communicators today.
Yeah.
Kat, thank goodness you're here. I know we're talking on break. We always have these like mini counseling sessions on commercial break. We get as much as we can out of you. But
Yes.
it's true that listening is just so vital in a relationship. Why is that?
Well, think about when someone really pays attention to you, how do you feel? Feels pretty good.
Yeah,
when
validated,
people
yeah.
actually give you enough space to consider what you're saying and not just think about what they're going to say back to you, and maybe even ask you, did you have anything else you wanted to add to that? I'd love to hear more.
Wow.
What?
Yeah.
What would that be like exactly? And then we've got these compounding features of being so busy and the schedules and how was your day? Fine. People say that's their communication. That's not communication. So we need to make sure that that is loud and clear today. Busy is not an answer to how are you doing.
Well, and I know you mentioned a little bit about kind of you're thinking about what's the next thing you're going to say when somebody else is speaking. Is that one of the things that kind of makes it hard for us to really listen?
Yeah, one of many, right?
Yeah.
We're already distracted by stuff. We might be thinking that we're multitasking, which is a myth. If you want to listen to someone, look at them. Look at their eyes. Put your phone down. Recognize that you're just giving short, choppy answers. Recognize that you are focused on the next piece of what you're considering the debate to be. So I'm going to make my point. So you really aren't listening anymore as soon as you're focused on what you're going to say in return. Yep. And we all do that.
Yeah.
And I think mostly that's because we're nervous that we're not going to get the chance to say our piece. But what happens when you get really good at learning to listen, you know, you can apply this to your partner, to your marriage, to your work people, like it really starts to create a difference in the dynamic where you trust that there's going to be enough space. You trust that you're going to remember that important thing that you want to add to the conversation. It's like you're learning to calm down the anxiety that's all riled up thinking, I'm going to need to say something or you're going to think I agree with you or whatever. What about just learning about people, especially your partner? This is a really huge step in bonding, in communication, and learning to trust each other. Like, and it also feels a little weird sometimes. So if you say, tell me more about that to your partner, they might go, what's the matter with you? You say, you know, I'm really just trying this out. I kind of want to spend a different kind of time together when we have time. Because we all have the same 24 hours in the day, right? So using 5 extra minutes to say, hey, tell me about your day. I've changed the way I ask that question to my husband because I'll still say, hey, how was your day? And he'll be fine. I say, tell me about your day. Tell me about it.
It's a slight change, but I see it.
Absolutely. It's funny because a lot of times you come on and when you talk, I go, yeah, I'm doing that. I'm doing that. This is the one. I need so much help here. And so I'm really glad we're talking about this. You also mentioned something called open-ended questions that can kind of stand in our way. So talk about that.
So thinking about things that can have more than a one-word answer. You know, like, did you do this? Yes, no. How was your day? Fine. You know, those kinds of places. But tell me about asks for more. What was this like? What was, you know, how was your day? Things that require more thought of the person that's responding, gets them to think a little bit more about what they're going to tell you. And if they do end up with a one word, say, well, what about that was this way? You were so busy. What'd you do? What was going on? Like really being able to follow that all the way through, because what your goal is to have more time, more communication, more connection. And you want it to be with the spotlight on that person. And like I said, it might feel funny in the beginning, but it truly is a great skill to get good at because it does so many things. It brings you closer, it shows respect, it builds trust, and it helps you as the person creating the space learn that you don't have to have all that anxiety and charge. And like I said, you'll get a chance to say your piece. And if, for example, you start this and you keep waiting for, when's he gonna be the listener? When's my chance? That might be a little voice in the back of your head, right? Which we have to say, it's okay, hang on a second. But you might even be able to say, are you all done? I want to hear about it. And okay, well, can I tell you about my day? There was some stuff that I was really challenged by today. I wasn't sure what to do with some of it. Can I tell you about it? Or maybe if this isn't a good time, maybe we can talk on Friday. Or.
And I love, we're going to kind of leave off on the fact that you also, you know, say thank the person for sharing, you know, thank you for telling me about your day, or, you know, just little things like that. But we were, like you said, we were talking during the commercial break. This is just scratching the surface of so much that we could talk about with communication, but we have some good skills to start out with, Kat. That's why we always have you on. So thank you so much.
Hard work.
Implement these things. And for even more relationship advice, call Kat Roby at 906-3392 or go online to robycounseling.com.